Fiend, 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 fiend. All right, right. I know what everyone's thinking. Where has PHW been? All right, I've had it. We've had to take a break. All right, because our main you know YouTube champion has been in Hawaii. She got here. She got here just now. She just messaged me like 20 seconds ago. I'm not kidding. I was on YouTube and then I got the message that Mike Tyson had landed here in the States at an airport. And I came to make this video. But but I want to talk about a couple things. All right, WrestleMania 41 is going on right now, and honestly, I can't. I'm gonna just get into it. All right. Look, the PHW Penguin of Wrestling is a superior wrestling product than the WWE, and here's why. Okay, here's why. The main event for tonight, for night one. By the way, I don't know why they do 2 nights now for WrestleMania. That's fucking gay. All right, that's pretty gay. But the main event for this for tonight is gonna be CM Punk, Triple H. No, no, sorry, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. Am I right? Or am I wrong? We all know CM Punk's gonna win, all right. They wanted to give him the win because he's never main evented WrestleMania. Keyword: never main evented WrestleMania. They gave him the sorry ass night one main event. That's not really a main event, all right. Let's just be honest. That's not really a main event. Secondly, the reason he's gonna win, I mean, it's because he's never main evented WrestleMania. So why the fuck would they have him lose? All right, he's like old, so why? They're gonna give him the win. That's the difference between the WWE and Penguin of Wrestling. The WWE, everything's predetermined. Penguin of Wrestling, the person who deserves to win will win. All right. It doesn't matter if you've been fighting dementia your whole life and your little brother got ran over the last week, and you're dedicating this fight this night to him, and you got to take on, I don't know, Brock Lesnar. Okay, maybe he's not the best example. You got to take on Big Dick Randy, or some one of our better wrestlers. You got to take them on, and you're the big underdog, and everybody's gonna root for you. You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna go in there and get fucking destroyed in 2 seconds. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your life story is. It doesn't matter if your little brother got ran over. It doesn't matter if your wife. It does not. None of that shit matters. Want to know why? Because of Penguin of Wrestling, the wrestler who puts in the work, the wrestler who is superior will always win. On the night, overall, it doesn't matter. In the WWE, you get all these, fucking John Cena's gonna win tomorrow, all right? Who am I kidding? He's gonna win tomorrow, all right? Spoiler alert. If you had plans, don't even bother. He's gonna win tomorrow. Just watch the replay on Peacock or on YouTube. People will upload it. I promise you. Okay. WWE, it's predetermined for their own benefit. But the worst part is it's predetermined because the fans want it to be, not only is it predetermined, the fans literally decide who wins, like 85% of the time. All right, it's pretty pathetic. All right, if CM Punk didn't win tonight, if John Cena didn't win tonight, people would get on Twitter, all right, they get on the internet, they start bitching and moaning that John Cena didn't win, that he deserved to win because he turned, it's like, go and the WWE, they actually listen. Whenever a wrestler starts getting a bunch of popularity, they'll eventually get a big win, right? It doesn't matter. They'll get a moment. But that's so fucking stupid, all right? Like pro wrestling, it was supposed to be treated as like, oh shit, like, it's like these two dudes are actually fighting it out, like how, they're actually hitting each other with chairs, they're actually doing this. And then it just became so normalized to pretty much be like out in the open, like, yeah, it's all fucking scripted, it's all fake. We're not actually beefing with each other. That little bit of blood, no, it's fake. We caused it. The people wrestlers, they used to like really take it seriously. Nowadays, you'll see them like beat the shit out of each other on TV, and then an hour later they'll be like tweeting at each other on Twitter like nothing happened. Not even trying to play to the delusions of the fans. And like I said earlier, the fans, they'll get online, they'll start bitching and moaning. You know, I don't know if you've all seen that, that whole thing from 2006 when John Cena was in a face RVD one night stand. There was a sign that said, "If Cena wins, we riot." That's because if Cena actually did win, they would riot. But it's like, do not like, the like you're do you like, you know what I mean? It's stupid. Why? This is why the Penguin of Wrestling, we don't do that shit. All right, our wrestlers are competing for real. The wrestler deserves to win is gonna win. The wrestler puts in the work is gonna win. It doesn't matter. All right. And on the opposite spectrum, what I said earlier about somebody who's an underdog who, their whole life stories put out. They're fighting for their little brother with one leg, who I don't know, lost their one leg in a fucking fishing accident or something. And if they're not gonna win, if they are fucking 130 pounds, if they're a little bitch, they're gonna lose. It doesn't matter, right? We don't care about that shit over here. We don't play into those delusions over here. All right, not here at Penguin of Wrestling. Nuh-uh. And on the contrary, Brock Lesnar, if he's washed, he's gonna lose. If Wife Tyson tomorrow, if she loses to number Sue, it's because she deserved to lose. She wasn't training. It's that simple. It's not because number Sue's a favorite. It's not because he's he's loved by the fans and he's been training. Okay, obviously it is because he's been working hard, but it's not going to be because he's the good guy here. He's the hero of this. No, he's going to win because at the end of the day he put in more work and he on the night he was better. That's simple, right? We are a real competition, okay? Not the WWE fans, all right? They'll start fucking, they'll get on the internet, they'll start crying. They'll start crying. It's like if your guy doesn't win, get on Wattpad, right? Rewrite the match, and then read it to yourself. There, you feel better now? It's fucking pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. Grown ass people crying about the ending of a match. All right, pathetic. Not here at PHW. All right, over here at PHW, if a wrestler doesn't win, it's because they didn't deserve to win for whatever reason. Whether because they're just not good enough, because they didn't train hard, because they got unlucky for some. It's all right. We are a real competition, a real sports competition. Okay, all right. It's that simple. John Cena's gonna win tomorrow. All right. Don't even bother watching. CM Punk's gonna win tonight. Don't even bother watching. All right. And here's why they're gonna win. Because if they don't, the WWE fans are gonna. Triple H they've lost their nuts. All right. They've all lost their nuts. They don't have nuts anymore. Their nuts are gone. The nuts are gone. All right. The nuts are gone. The PHW is just better, all right? The PHW is better, all right? The Penguin of Wrestling is better. And don't even get me started on the production value, all right? WWE at this point, it's like a whole Super Bowl every single Monday night, every single Friday night with the production value. It's over. It's too much, all right? It's too much for me personally, for my liking. It's very obvious that they're catering to people who need to see colorful lights and top tier, presentation. It looks way too clean. All right, and don't get me started. Don't get me every single time there's a bump. Every single time, if somebody simply gets hip tossed, the camera zooms in and out. This shit is nauseating. All right. Here at Penguin of Wrestling, all of our wrestlers, they're fighting for their lives, literally. All right, and you've seen our canvas outside the ring. It's thin. It covers only like 75% of the outside ring, of the outside of the ring. The ring itself is a little dirty, but you know why? It's because our wrestlers they're like that, all right? They're like that. They all come from rough backgrounds. WWE, nah. They're coddled. They're soft. The Penguin of Wrestling is just a better wrestling company, all right? That's all I wanted to say today. All right, just we'll be back with some more PHW tomorrow. All right, and of course, Wrestlemania will be in a couple weeks. All right, so stay tuned. Have a great evening.